As we early discussed about the first phase of primary TB complex. So before going through this X-ray, you need to know that the early phase that we already discussed. Okay, so I will show you that one first. So here we can see primary TB complex, a dumbbell shape. The first one is the primary focus. Second one is the lymphangitis and lymph node enlargement. In this image, the consolidation is quite larger in size. Lymph node is also enlarged and visible on X-ray. Borders are not so clear, but still we can see the shadow. This is the mnemonic phase of primary TB complex. So I rapidly go through what are the changes, why we can say this is the primary complex. If we talk about the primary TB complex, okay, primary TB complex. The primary TB complex, it is the focus, primary TB focus, the lymphangitis and the lymph node. If all the three components are involved, then we can say it is a primary TB complex. So then different stages of the primary TB complex. The first, mnemonic phase, resorption phase, condensation phase, calcification phase. So these are the stages in which the TB does not progress, rather the TB start to we can say dissolve or start to calcify, or the body immunity destroy, and all of the bacteria and the inflammatory focus, they start to disappear. So before going through that, I just want to say, for example, there is a inflammatory process going on here, and the TB, mycobacterium TB is here, our body immunity cells are there. There are two clinical scenarios. Number first, if the body immunity is quite enough to fight against the bacteria, then this focus start to dissolve, start to decrease and dissolve, and finally it form a calcified mass around fibrotic tissue. If the body immunity is unable to fight against this microorganism, in case of HIV, then what happen? The TB foci start to increase in size, destroy most of the body tissues, lung tissues, and finally they form a cavity. Then there is a dissemination of the TB bacteria. So we will discuss about this phase, this clinical scenario, not this one. So let's go through that what are the changes we can see when the body immunity is able to fight against the primary TB complex. So we can see that the primary mnemonic phase, as we discussed in our first video, you need to watch that first. Then we said that we discuss about the primary mnemonic phase, component of the mnemonic phase, and what are the changes in case of the mnemonic phase. We already discussed. So we will discuss today the resorption phase. So primary mnemonic phase is comprises of primary focus, lymphangitis, lymphadenopathy, or lymphadenitis. That is the primary focus, lymphangitis, and lymphadenopathy. Three things. Now we will discuss about the resorption phase. It's the same. Resorption phase is the same. Okay, the components are the same, but there are certain changes we can see in resorption phase. What are the changes? We can see change in the component number 1. We can see change in component number 2. We can also see changes in component number 3. So what are the changes? The changes are that due to the body immunity, due to our body defense mechanism, the complex or the foci or the components of 1 to 3 start to resolve, start to decrease in size. So we can see that in this everything is larger in size, big, but here the focus is not so big. Previously it was like this, 6 to 7 centimeter. Now it become shrink because of the body immunity, and now it is smaller in size, approximately 3 to 5 centimeter. The same thing happening with the lymphangitis. Previously it was markedly dense, we can see, but now it is little bit, the shadow is not so intense. The same with that of the lymph nodes. Previously it was larger in size, now it become smaller. There are changes. So it means that the TB is resolving. It is in the resolution phase. So this is the resorption phase. Now we will see that what are the changes of the focus, what are the changes in the focus, and where is the focus. So if you talk about the primary focus, the component number first, it is present in the right lung, middle lobe, infiltrative shadow, 3 to 5 centimeter, oval or irregular in shape. Contour is unclear. Intensity we can see, previously it was weak, now it is average intensity, and non-homogeneous or heterogeneous structure. The same thing. If you talk about lymphangitis, it is a linear tension bar from the focus to the lung root. Previously it was dense, or the intensity was quite high. Now it start to resolve, and it is slightly visible. Okay, resolving, it is in the resorption phase. If I talk about the lymphadenitis, lymphadenopathy in the lymph node or in the lung root, there is enlargement of the lymph nodes, but this enlargement, previously it was thick, now it become smaller. These are the changes. Okay, so what should be our conclusion by seeing this image? So the conclusion is, it is the primary pulmonary tuberculosis, a right lung, middle lobe, which phase? Resorption phase, and there is no complication. So this is the second stage of the primary TB complex. Thank you.